All right. Mark Stiles is with us. Stiles Law. It's Feel Good Friday. We're feeling good about that. We also try to answer questions that we can, and you can always text or email questions in. Let's see. Going to a question. This is something actually we talked a little bit about this. House or property auctions, foreclosure auctions. Yes, I remember that. Okay. The question is, Mark, what happens when no one bids? Does that even happen? I can't imagine, especially with all the property right now. Someone must bid. What is that?
So great question. So I think what they're doing, they're referring back to last week's conversation about the foreclosure auctions.
Yeah.
So when a bank moves forward to foreclose on a borrower, what happens, right? So we were talking about real estate investors and the opportunities to potentially go to a foreclosure auction and what some of the risks associated with that would be, and so on and so forth. But and we talked briefly about, well, what happens if the bank doesn't accept any of those bids? I don't know that it's that nobody bid. There probably were people there, but the bank said, no, that's not high enough. We want a higher bid, and none of the investors, the third-party investors, wanted to bid that high. So what happens? That property then goes back to the ownership of the bank. So it becomes a bank-owned property, sometimes is what it's referred to. It's also referred to as an REO property, and that acronym stands for real estate owned. So the bank's portfolio of real estate owned properties comes to them after foreclosure. So a lot of times when we tell investors, who are asking about going to foreclosure auctions, well, maybe go to some of those auctions and watch, but also watch which ones go back to the bank's portfolio, because the risk gets minimized when you're buying a bank-owned property or an REO property, because the bank becomes a seller. And then you have the ability as an investor to go in and look at the property and view it and decide if you really want it. And then you have the ability to sign a purchase and sale agreement and close in a traditional way, where with a foreclosure auction, it's not. It's sight unseen. It's as is. It's, at the risk of the buyer, where here the bank becomes a true seller, and they sell the property to the real estate investor with a real estate agent, with a home inspection, with a purchase and sale agreement, and you're able to get traditional financing, where oftentimes you cannot get traditional financing at a foreclosure auction because there's so many unknowns.
Okay. Boy, there are so many unknowns. We need some answers, but I guess you're right.
Yeah.
All right. So if someone is looking to talk more about that, obviously property, buying and selling property, if they've got legal questions about that, they can come talk to you, and also other questions as well, right, on any topic related to the law.
That's right. And we've done a few videos on these topics. So on our YouTube channel, if you go to YouTube and search Stiles Law, we have a YouTube channel that has a number of videos, but we've talked specifically about this with respect to real estate investors. And I encourage people to check those out, or to call us at 781-319-1900. We'd love to strategize with anybody. And you can go to my Calendly link directly without even calling the office at calendly.com/mstiles. And I'd be happy to spend 15 minutes talking to anybody about real estate investing at any point in time.
Oh, that's great. Attorney Mark Stiles of Stiles Law on Route 139 in Marshfield, stiles-law.com. And we talk to Mark every Friday at this time. It's our Feel Good Friday segment. Mark Stiles, have a wonderful weekend, sir.
You as well. Have a great week. And keep those questions coming, folks.
Yeah, keep them coming. If you do have any other questions you want Mark to answer, you can always text them in to me or email me if you want. You can text in at 781-837-4900. 781-837-4900 is the WATD text line. And Mark is with us on Fridays.